This is Marwan, Don's friend, and this is the third time I have spoken with you. Today I have special guest. We are going to be doing a special episode today with special guest. I want you to say hello to my guest. Hello, his name is Barry. Barry, hello.
Assalamu alaikum.
Why are you bowing to me? You don't have to bow to me. You bow to everybody. I want to speak to you today about some things that have been going on in the world. Troubling things that have been going on in the world. We are going to be doing this like Jerry Springer would do it. You see, we have, like Jerry Springer, we have the Marwanscorner card. Marwanscorner. And what we are going to do is we are going to be asking questions about what has been happening in the world and all over the world. Now, my first question will be, Mr. Barry, I've heard from tribal leaders in Libya that you wanted to tax Tagine stew because after the murder of Gaddafi, all the people were coming to be fat. And so you made up excuse that the Tagine Stew Tax upset the people so much that they spontaneously attacked your U.S. consulate on 9/11. That you knew it was really a planned terrorist attack by Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb, but you tried to blame it the Tagine Stew Tax. Could this be true?
Here's what happened. You had a video that was released by somebody who lives here, sort of a shadowy character who is an extremely offensive video directed at Muhammad and Islam, in front of the Prophet Muhammad. And so this caused great offense in much of the Muslim world. But what also happened was extremists and terrorists used this as an excuse to attack a variety of our embassies, including the consulate in Libya. And the irony is that we ask everyone to pay their fair share, pay their fair share, pay their fair share, pay their fair share in taxes.
Well, that was sort of not answer to the question. So what we will do is we will come to second question on Springer show. Not Springer show, Marwanscorner show. And we have it to say, we have to hold this up for publicity. You understand that, yeah? The next question I would like to ask you, my good friend Barry, is, so now that this attack has happened, and these murders have happened, what are you going to do? Don't look at me like that. I'm asking you what you're going to do. Well, are you going to give embassy marines bullets to put into their guns, or maybe build safer embassy compounds and start protecting better your diplomats? Could you answer that question? Because I do not have the answer, and you're just looking at me like, oh, okay, here, you go have an answer? Okay.
Our first job is obviously to make sure that we're reinforcing security at these embassies, that we're fully investigating what happened and bringing these murderers to justice. That's our number one priority. But the broader issue here is that we ask everyone to pay their fair share, pay their fair share, pay their fair share, pay their fair share in taxes, pay their fair share.
You're shocking me. Why do you shock me so much? You have me going, why are you looking at me like that? We are going to try to do question number 3 now. And perhaps with question 3, we will get more straight answer, my friend Barry, than we got on question 1 and 2. Why are you hanging your head like that? Come on. Up, sit there. Now let's ask you the third question. So it is now clear that the Muslim world does not like the Tagine Stew Tax that your wife thinks that the Muslim world needs. They will not pay it. They are throwing away the vegetables on their plates as we sit here now. The Muslim world's only response to the attempted imposition of your imperialistic Let's Move program is to tell the U.S. to move out of the Middle East. That is what they have told you by their violent protests throughout the region. You are now facing a U.S. election with the outrage of the Tagine Stew Tax party, much like your own Boston Tea Party. What will you be telling these people? What will your response be? I have to ask you these questions, just like if you are on an interview show, I have to ask it these questions.
The message we have to send, I think, to the Muslim world is that we expect you to
Pay their fair share. Pay their fair share. Pay their fair share. Pay their fair share in taxes. Pay their fair share.
That's all you keep saying. I'm sorry, but we have to move on. I'm sorry, he is hooked on this fair share thing, and we just must move on. Let's get to question 4 now. So now the Muslim world is ablaze with the rumor that to lessen the impact of the Tagine Stew Tax, American government will be distributing free McDonald's gift certificates to the people of the Middle East and imposing a non-compliance tax on the Middle East and imposing a non-compliance tax on McDonald's if they do not introduce camel burgers, and the tax on the people if they do not eat the camel burgers. What do you think the response to these policies will be? I have to ask you. I'm sorry. I know you don't like these questions.
we expect their full cooperation because that's the only way that the international order works, and that's how I think we're going to be able to see ultimately them develop into countries that
pay their fair share, pay their fair share, pay their fair share, pay their fair share in taxes, pay their fair share.
Why are you so upset with this fair share thing? You're coming out of everything. Look at you. We have to straighten you out. You, geez, wipe that sweat off your brow, my friend. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I will ask. Now we are going to come around to the almost last question, but we have some more. Look, Marwanscorner. See? Marwanscorner? You like that? Yeah. The next question is that many people throughout the Middle East and North Africa believe that you have been forcing your Secretary of State, Madame Clinton, to be your puppet. Puppet? To be your puppet in advancing what the people see as your extremist ideology with the Tagine Stew Tax and the camel burgers. And that Madame Clinton would wish to be more honest about the real cause for the murder of your ambassador and citizens and the riots throughout the region, but that you are using this great tragedy to advance your real secret goals of supporting Islamic anarchy, and also to say it, piss off Prime Minister from Israeli, Netanyahu, for lecturing you. Well, I had to say it. If you could be Madame Secretary Clinton for one moment and forget the unfolding conspiracy of lies necessitated by your coming election about what really happened in Benghazi, what would you really want Madame Secretary Clinton to say? Do you think you could tell me that one? I don't know what the answer is. Think about it, and then you could give me an answer. Okay? Here, think. On to answer.
We face a common threat from a common enemy, and of course there is provocation, and we have certainly made clear that we do not in any way support provocation. And therefore it is important for responsible leaders, indeed responsible people everywhere, to stand up and speak out against those who would exploit this difficult moment to advance their own extremist ideologies.
What? Do you really think Madame Clinton would say that? Why don't we get to the last question, which is the longest question on Marwan's Corner. See, Marwan's Corner, Marwan's Corner. Well, when you have Madame Clinton saying that the world faces a common threat from a common enemy, and that this is all a provocative means of advancing extremist ideologies, are you saying that out of her mouth to make her look stupid, to get even with her for when her husband, Mr. Bill, accused you of playing the race card against him in 2008 election? No? Oh, well, do you want Madame Secretary Clinton to take the blame for the incompetence and web of lies surrounding the truth behind the murder of your ambassador and citizens and your totally failed Middle East foreign policy? No? What are you saying then? So you now make her excuse you of using this great tragedy, this I don't know what to tell you, this great tragedy again, of using this great Middle Eastern inferno, this terribly, unthinkable and unstable situation with the entire world at war to advance your agenda, your election, and your extremist ideologies. Would you throw your Madame Secretary Clinton under the bus just to advance your extremist and unpopular Tagine Stew Tax and Camel Burger agenda? No, your imperialistic Let's Move program? No. Are you trying to make the people eat tahara leaves like a camel so that you can keep all of the Tagine stew for you and your cronies? You're looking at me like you're very mad. Oh, very mad. If I asked Madame Secretary Clinton this same question, what would you hope her response would be? Oh, as they do on the show, throw the questions and throw the card out, and let's get to the response you think Madame Clinton would have.
Let me state very clearly, and I hope it is obvious, that the United States government had absolutely nothing to do with this video. We absolutely reject its content and message.
Well, that's not very nice of you. I think you and I should renew our friendship and maybe go play a round of golf. But I have to warn you, be careful with the sand trap that is approaching you. Now, let's say goodbye to all of our friends and go play some golf. Bye until the next time, everybody. See you, hopefully, God willing, next week. Goodbye.